Welcome to another edition of My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. On My Opinion TV, we talk about news, sports, and general activities happening in and around the world, especially in Jamaica. Well, this morning we want to talk about two incidents. One about the vendor who operated a stall behind UTEC who was shot and killed while defending the life of a child. And two, we want to follow up with the investigation where the police captured two men after killing the businessman there in St. Thomas. And what is disturbing is that the football community has woken up to the fact that a popular footballer has been arrested after the confrontation with the police during that incident in St. Thomas. A popular footballer, he goes by the name Jabbar Johnson, formerly of Arnett Gardens. Last recall, he was representing Tivoli Gardens. I even have a clip of him doing an interview. You know those player profile thing they do in the football. So I'm going to play that also. But, I mean, it's very disturbing because these footballers, you would expect them, even though nobody is immune from criminality, and sometimes it's right in front of them. But, you know, this is a talented footballer. I've been watching him for quite some time now, especially when he was at Arnett Gardens. And he was a very good player. I think a player that maybe with a little bit more push, maybe a little bit more hard work, he could have seen himself being called to the national team. He was that good to me. Now, how on earth did he find himself in this position? Now, there's a voice note going around, and it is alleged that he was the person in the voice note telling the police that I juke me, you know, officer. Eh? Me no know the man them. Yeah. That was, you know, you can go, it's all over social media right now. You'll hear that voice note where he was pleading to the police saying he's a working man and all those stuff. It is alleged that it is Jabbar Johnson. I don't know his voice, and I couldn't verify if that voice note is actually Jabbar Johnson. But for sure, he's been held by the police in connection with this killing. And if you want, you can go onto the Loop website and you read the story. A popular top flight footballer is now in custody following the shooting death of a businessman in St. Thomas on Tuesday. The next thing, Johnson should be glad that he escaped with his life, because normally when police go on these operations and intercept killers with AK-47 and M16 rifles, more than likely these persons will not see the light of day. The footballer who represented Tivoli Gardens the last Red Stripe Premier League season, so right now he should be in training for the Red Stripes for the Premier League season, which will kick off in November. That's a couple weeks from now. And yet he's on up to go all the way in St. Thomas to take out a businessman. So let's hope. In the voice note, we also heard he was saying he was juked by the men. He was shot by the men, right? And he's a business. He was doing some form of business. But as I said, the voice note is all over social media, so you can go and look and listen. Now, according to Loop, it says the Morant Bay police report two men were fatally shot during confrontation with cops in St. Thomas on Tuesday, minutes after they were reportedly involved in murder of a businessman in the parish. Well, they say an off-duty policeman engaged them in a gun battle, and after that, the footballer was held. In the voice note, you could hear him say, I am a working man. I don't know the man, them general. I don't know the man them officer, pleaded Jabbar Johnson on the voice note. That's what they say, it's Jabbar Johnson, but as I said, I cannot prove that. He was reportedly he reportedly Johnson, represented Arnett Gardens. As I said, I am more familiar with him through Arnett Gardens and not Tivoli Gardens. But let's see what will come out of that. Investigations are currently taking place, and we hope the police get to the bottom of that. Now, the next story we want to look at is the
Jabbar Johnson, central defender, Arnett Guard. This is my night. Stand up for your strike. Well, football means a lot to me, because we have played the sport from we young and I grow. So football means a lot to me. Well, I've been playing football since the age of 8, and I'm 27 now. Well, my inspiration for playing football is just that whenever I'm stressed, it kind of relieves stress. So that's my inspiration for playing football. Well, football do a lot for my community, because whenever there's violence and stuff like that, from there's a competition, everybody unite and come as one. So football does a lot to the community. Down in technical high school, well, the school was a good one because the teacher them, wonderful teachers, and the coach, he was like a father figure to me, so it was a good experience going to the school.
The man Dwight Oney McDonald of Papine address. Now this man saw a silver car driving around at a reckless speed. Yeah? And it almost take down the life of a toddler. Now Oney, in his true Jamaican interest as a citizen, decided to shout at the driver. In Jamaican style, a man like to shout at the driver and let him know that, yo, that foolishness that, or something like that. But he used colorful Jamaican language, Jamaican bad word, to let the driver realize in no uncertain terms that he almost took down the toddler. But the driver, in all his anger and all his indiscipline, decided to stop the vehicle, and 2 men armed with high-powered weapons and handgun stepped from the vehicle and shoot McDonald several times in his upper body and left hand. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. 19 spent shells and 2 live rounds were found by investigators who processed the scene. Now, how can Jamaica be safe when persons can't speak for the right of a child? Person cannot speak up. Now this man, consider him a law-abiding citizen, was speaking up based on the fact that a child almost lost their life due to careless and reckless driving. And you, Mr. Hoodlum, you the gunman there, decided that he should not open his mouth. So we should see lawlessness being committed. We should see everything indiscipline happening and should not speak about it. But then I'm reading from the Observer where they say, according to police sources, that same motor vehicle actually shot a 40-year-old farmer on Gardentown address, and he was at a shop and hearing the explosion, ran from the building and was fired upon by men. The farmer, whose name is being withheld, was reportedly hit in the left arm, left hip, left buttocks, and right foot. He has been hospitalized in stable condition. The gunman escaped in the car, the driver of which had remained behind the steering wheels. Now that was the same car, based on what the police are saying. 5 minutes later, a grey car, which the police now suspect is the gunmen were traveling in the shooting on Tavern Avenue, was the one that actually took out the life of Oney. Now, my plea is, wherever this gunman is, wherever these killers are, they must be identified. They must not have any form of peace. They must be identified and must be turned over to the police. There is no way we can allow these recklessness to continue in our society. And based on what I'm hearing, all Oney did was try to protect the life of a child, and in the end, his life was taken out. And clearly, if he was trying to protect the life of a child, more than likely the child was there to witness the death of the man who speaked up for him. Now, anybody have any form of information, we urge you, give it to the police. If you see the car, you know the person, and I suspect these killers are not from far. They are close by. So we ask you, Jamaican citizens, step forward, give some information, and let these killers rest in prison, rest behind bars. But you can let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, be good, be quick, be careful, be safe, and always take care of your loved one and look out for a neighbor.